loves, today I'm here with a spring makeup tutorial for you. I really hope you like it. So I will start with my foundation. As always, L'Oreal True Match Golden Beige foundation on my face, and then I will buff this in with my F80 foundation brush by Sigma, which is my favorite to apply foundation with at the moment. Then onto my concealer, I'm using a more creamy one by Catrice. This is in light beige, so I will buff this in with a precision brush by Sigma in a triangle shape. And then on top, I always like to use a second concealer, which is more like a liquidy one. At the moment, I'm loving the Anti-Aging by Maybelline, I believe it is, and I will put it on the creamy one. So I will have like a very bright under eye area, not too bright because you don't want to have, you know, like a white triangle underneath your eyes. Just want to have a brighter area there because you want to brighten up the whole look, especially for spring. The brush I'm using here, the F86, will help me blend out the concealer beautifully, so that's what I'm going for. Then here comes a very important step. I set my under eye area, but just right underneath my eyes where I put some concealer because I don't want that to crease. And I also put a little bit on my nose as well. I always use a light powder for this because, again, I just want to keep that area bright. Before applying my eyeshadows, I always like to prime my eyelids. I'm using Painterly by MAC. And then onto my eyeshadows, I will start off with a white beigey eyeshadow, and I will put this all over my eyelid. So I will pack the color onto the lid, and it's very important you want to stay with this shadow just on the eyelid. Now let's move to the crease of my eyes. I'm using a pencil brush here. I think it is very important to use a proper brush for this look. Without it, I think you cannot really achieve it. So I'm using this brush because it is small, so it's perfect for the crease of the eyes, and at the same time it blends out beautifully, you know. So I'm using a medium brown eyeshadow, and I'm just working this all over the crease of my eyes, and then I will just slightly wing it out at the outer corner of my eyes. I always add more of the product, so I'm just building it up gradually. I do not go in with a lot of it because that's just not a good idea. You always have to blend and add product in the meantime, so you have to just build it up gradually. By the way, I do not have close-ups for you in this video because I think it is more important to see what I'm doing and to explain what I'm doing rather than showing the products I use, because I use a lot of neutral shades on my eyes, for example. I think everybody has that, so you can really use what you have at home. You don't have to use the exact same things I use. So that's that. And by the way, I always have everything listed down below in my description box. Exact products name and everything you want to know will be down there. And now here comes the most important step of this whole eye look, I believe. So what I'm doing here is that I trace a line from the inner corner to the outer corner of my eyes with this flat brush by Sigma, which is just perfect for this. I'm using a dark brown eyeshadow, by the way. And then, of course, I will wing it out in the outer corner of my eyes. This will be like a cut crease, obviously. I just love the contrast of it, you know, the white beigey shadow on the lid, something dark in the crease, which will fade out in a medium brown. So I think it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful eye look, I believe. It's not too heavy. It looks like you have makeup on, but it's not too much, definitely. So you don't want to skip this step because this is what makes the whole look pop. Then I want to accentuate the lid a little bit more by applying the shadow again on the lid. I will pack this on so the color will become more intense. I will clean up any fallouts I have, and the line in the crease will become sharper. So this is what I really want. Then I'm doing my winged eyeliner, which, you know, completes the whole look, I believe. I'm using Wicked Gel Liner by Sigma. After I applied my mascara on top and bottom lashes, it's time to bronze up the face a little bit. So I'm using this big powder brush by Sigma and a L'Oreal bronzer to do this. I will apply the product right below my cheekbones and then of course up on my temples as well. Then here I do something I never do, but yeah, I did it this time. So I use a light powder to just clean up any mess I have there, to just make the bronzer a little bit sharper. Then onto blush, I'm using this one by Kiko, which I think is just so beautiful. I will have it down there. I will apply it on the apples of my cheeks. Next is highlighting the face. I want a glowy face for spring, believe me, and this is what I'm going for today. I'm using my Mary Luminizer from The Balm, which is a beautiful, beautiful highlighting powder. I recommend it because it looks good on almost everybody. You have to buy one which will last for the rest of your life. So I will put a little bit of this on the highest points of my cheeks, on the cupid's bow, on my nose, and then above my eyebrows. So everywhere, basically, I will have a glowy face, which I love, which I think looks so beautiful. Next are the lips. For the first lip combination, for the nudie pinky one, I'm using Love Sick Lip Base by Sigma, and I'm applying this all over my lips, obviously, and then I will blend it in with my fingers, and I will just mute it down a little bit with my fingers. And then on top I'm using a beigey nudie lip gloss by Kiko, and this will be the first lip combo. For the second combination, I'm using a beautiful corally shade lipstick by Kiko, which will dry matte on the lips. I love that. So this will be it. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thank you for watching.